my gosh, I just shot a giant, guys. This year, my goal is to shoot a buck with my bow and a bull. I'm headed in for another scouting trip. So I just talked to a guy on the trailhead, and he's not a hunter or anything, but he was telling me that he fishes back in this area quite a bit, and that he always is seeing elk, deer, hears them bugling when he comes up here in the fall. So all things that are pretty promising to hear. I've never been back in this area before. We're gonna go check it out for a couple days, see if we can't turn up just a solid buck. He doesn't even have to be a giant. I just want a solid buck and or bull to hunt for the season.
With Utah changing many of its laws having to do with trail cameras, I knew I was gonna have to just cover more country this year and put more boots on the ground during the preseason. I was finding deer just about every basin I was going up, but they just weren't the age class that I was looking for. I wasn't holding out for a true giant by any means. I just wanted to find a good, old, mature deer that I could feel good about taking off this unit. Every chance I had to sneak away during the weekends, I would, hoping I would just turn up one good deer before the beginning of the season.
I'm glassing over this basin, and I just looked down, literally just barely. There's a buck right there. We haven't seen how big he is yet.
Quantity was there, but the quality was far from what I was looking for. With opening morning just around the corner, I knew I needed to shift my focus toward elk to start the first couple of days off of the season. The time had come, and for the first couple days of the hunt, I knew exactly where I was going to spend the majority of my time. A few weeks prior, I located 2 different herds of elk with several bulls in them, and I even jumped 2 6 points that got me really excited to be hunting in these particular basins. It didn't take long for me to get on elk and even have some crazy close opportunities the first 3 days of the hunt. After 3 days of hunting, I knew this was going to be my last chance to get it done before I'd have to head back to work. I spotted a 6 point in the same meadow that my camp was in after working my way back from an evening hunt. When I first saw this bull, he was in the middle of the meadow with all of his cows. But of course, right when I was in bow range, he was the only one that made his way back up into the trees. His cows were on the outskirts of the trees, and even some in the same meadow I was in. I waited as long as possible, hoping he would join them again. With shooting hours coming to a close, I knew it was now or never and had to work into the meadow with no cover. Surprisingly, I was able to sneak through the meadow to 70 yards. He was behind one tree and had to take 2 steps. 2 steps. But the wind got shifty and a cow caught me and they took off.
Dang it. I was just walking and I literally got to the meadow where my camp is in, and I look over and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a bull feeding right there. And I put the sneak on him. I mean, had he not have fed into the trees, that was a dead bull. That was freaking close. I just spotted a monster buck off the side of the road, so I'm gonna hurry and go put a stalk on this guy before somebody else sees him, because he's not far off the road. I'm a little taken off guard right now, so hopefully we can make this happen though. Oh my gosh. I just shot a giant buck. Oh my gosh. I just dropped a monster buck. I think he's a 4x4. One of his front sides on the right is a little bit weak, but he is the biggest buck that I've shot to date. Full velvet. He's a giant deer. I'm shaking so bad. That first shot just dropped him. I've never done that with a bow and arrow. I can't even believe that. I had this big bush that I could just sneak all the way into, and it was just windy enough. He didn't even hear me coming. 60 yards, all on film. I hope. Yep, GoPro's playing. Yes! Freaking let's go. Dropped him once with that 60-yard shot. Then I shot a second time, and I smoked him. Absolutely smoked him. Oh my gosh, let's go check him out. Look how much character he's got. I just smoked a giant, guys. I'm shaking. I am in disbelief right now. Look at him. I got lucky. That's honestly, I mean, I have put in the time, but there was so much luck right there. To just be driving on the road, look over to my right, and I just caught it just for, I was like, what is that? It looked like a little outline in the trees. And I was like, probably just a doe, but I stopped, pull my binos up, and it was one of those, oh my goodness moments. Like, don't even have to look twice. You drop your binos, and it was just game on. I parked the car right there and walked out and shot this guy. From the time I saw him, he was dead in 8 minutes. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. Look how he twists right there. Twists into a 4. I mean, just the deep, deep, deep back forks. He's got a little split right in the middle, right there. Got even some brow tines, like, you just couldn't ask more of a buck. This isn't even where I was gonna hunt tonight. But my plan was to go hunt somewhere else, and then I was gonna meet some buddies because we've got a trip planned into Giant Basin this week, but I'm gonna have to go take care of this guy, which not complaining about. And I'll have to meet those other guys up here. Let's prop him up. I don't know what else to say. Deer hunt is over for me on just a true giant. Oh my gosh. Look at this thing. He is huge. What a beautiful buck. Look at that. He's got like a crooked main beam up here too. And then that side just like totally spins. He is so freaking cool. What do you think, guys? I'm gonna wrap up this video right here. If I show you guys the pack out, it might lead you to my spot. And as much as I like you guys, I kind of don't want everybody to know where the spots are. So, anywho, headed out of here, packing this guy out, 200 yards. Not gonna be too hard, but hopefully you guys liked it. If you did, please hit that like and subscribe button, and if you guys want to see more, it helps me out so much. So I love doing this. This is in my blood. I mean, I live for hunting and putting meat in the freezer for my family. So love this, and guys, subscribe. See you on the next one.